Word of Kofi's compassion toward Elder Boateng spread through Adoma. People were astonished. The man who had been tested, threatened, and nearly killed by the storm had forgiven his tormentor. This was wisdom they had never witnessed. Villages from distant regions began sending representatives to meet Kofi. They brought gifts, requests for counsel, and invitations to visit. But Kofi refused every gift and every invitation. "I am needed here," he said simply. "Adoma gave me a home when I had none. I will not abandon it." Chief Osei suggested building Kofi a proper house, befitting his status as counselor. Kofi refused politely. "My small hut serves me well," he said. "I need nothing more." The chief offered him fine clothes. Kofi declined. "Simple cloth allows me to move freely." The village wanted to honor him with a festival in his name. Kofi shook his head. "Honor the ancestors. Honor the children. Honor those who work quietly. Do not honor me." This humility only increased people's respect. They realized Kofi's wisdom came not from seeking recognition, but from releasing the need for it. He had become legendary precisely because he never tried to become anything. Years passed. Kofi grew older, his hair turning gray, but his spirit remained strong. Chief Osei also changed. He was no longer the proud man who had built monuments to himself. He had become a servant leader, beloved by all. Together, they transformed Adoma into a model village. Other communities sent observers to learn their ways. The secret everyone discovered was simple. Listen to the ignored, serve the forgotten. Value character over possessions. One afternoon, young Kwame, now a young man, approached Kofi. "Teacher," he said, "I want to learn everything you know." Kofi smiled. "Everything I know can be written on a grain of rice." Kwame frowned, confused. "That is impossible." "Is it?" Kofi picked up a small stone. "This stone has existed for thousands of years." "What does it know?" Kwame thought carefully. "It knows patience, it knows endurance. It knows change happens slowly." "Exactly," Kofi said. "And what do I know?" "The same lessons: be patient. Endure hardship, change happens slowly. All wisdom is simple. Living it is the challenge." Kwame nodded slowly, understanding dawning. "So wisdom is not about knowing many things?" "No," Kofi replied. "Wisdom is doing the simple things consistently with love." One morning, Chief Osei found Kofi sitting beside the well, staring at the water with a distant look. "My friend," the chief asked gently, "what troubles you?" Kofi smiled peacefully. "Nothing troubles me. I was remembering the day I arrived in Adoma, broken, empty, invisible." He touched the well's stone edge. "I thought I had lost everything. I did not know I was about to gain everything that truly matters." Chief Osei sat beside him. "You changed this village, Kofi." "You changed me." "No," Kofi corrected softly. "We changed together. You had the courage to admit you were wrong. That is rarer than any wisdom I could offer." They sat in comfortable silence, watching children play near the well. The same well Kofi had rebuilt alone. The same well that had transformed a village. "Teacher Kofi," a child called, running over. "Will you tell us a story?" Kofi's eyes twinkled. "What story do you want to hear?" "Tell us about the man everyone ignored who became a legend." Kofi laughed gently. That man was no legend. He was simply someone who remembered that every person matters, even the invisible ones. The child tilted her head, thinking. "So anyone can become a legend?" "Anyone," Kofi confirmed, "who chooses love over pride." As the sun set over Adoma that evening, Kofi walked through the village one last time. He greeted the farmers returning from fields. He blessed the women preparing evening meals. He listened to the elders discussing village matters with patience and respect. Everything had changed, yet everything felt exactly as it should be. That night, Kofi sat outside his small hut, looking at the stars as he had done for years. Chief Osei joined him, bringing 2 cups of palm wine. "To friendship," the chief said, raising his cup. "To transformation," Kofi replied, raising his. They drank in silence. Finally, Chief Osei asked the question he had wondered for years. "Kofi, do you ever regret your old life? The wealth, the power?" Kofi gazed at the stars thoughtfully. "I regret who I was, not what I lost. Losing everything was the greatest gift. It taught me that we are not what we own. We are what we give." He turned to his friend. "You learned that too. That is why Adoma flourishes." Chief Osei smiled. "The village will tell our story for generations." Kofi shook his head gently. "Let them tell this. Pride builds monuments that crumble. Humility builds hearts that endure. That is the only legend worth remembering. The stars shone brightly above them, witnessing the truth that transformed a village forever.